Hello everybody and welcome. In this video we're just going to be looking at this integral. This is a definite integral, okay, because we have limits of integration. Okay, and yeah, so let's just jump straight in and do it. So this is the function that we're integrating here is sine. Okay, so what we need to think of is what do we take the derivative of to get us sine as a result. Okay, now the derivative of sine, of course, is cosine, so it's not going to be cosine. But if we take the derivative of negative cosine, right? Well, the derivative of cosine is negative sine, and if there's a negative already there, and a negative is going to make a positive. Okay, so in other words, this is literally just going to be the negative of cosine. Okay, and this is actually going to be true anytime you integrate to a co-function. Okay, so if you integrate something and the result is a then you're going to have a negative in front. Okay. Okay, so integrate to a co-function, you're going to have a negative sign there. That's going to be the case all the time. Okay, and now we just have to evaluate at these limits of integration. So I'm going to put the negative sign out front, negative, and then cosine 3 pi over 2 minus cosine 3 pi over 4. I'm going to get the negative of cosine 3 pi over 2, 0 minus cosine 3 pi over 4. Cosine 3 pi over 4, let's think about that. 3 pi over 4 is going to be in quadrant 2. And in quadrant 2, x is going to be negative. Yeah, so it's going to be like this. It's going to be, again, quadrant 2, x is negative, and it's 45 degrees like that. So the cosine we're talking about, 1 square root 2, except again, x is negative. So minus and minus is going to be a plus 1 over square root 2. But then we have the minus out here. So we get negative 1 over square root 2. And that's perfectly fine. You may also see it written this way, negative square root of 2 over 2. So all I did there, once again, is I multiply top and bottom by the square root. Negative square root of 2 over 2. Boom. There we go. Okay. Okay, now, there's that. It's really that simple. Let's look at the graph just to see if this thing makes sense. Okay, so okay. So yeah, so if we look at the sine function here, there's 0 to 2 pi, right? And we're going from 3 pi over 4, 3 pi over 2. So here's pi over 2. So 3 pi over 4 is going to be, basically right here. So this is basically where we're going to start. And then 3 pi over 2 is this guy. Okay, so here's what's happening, right? Let's look at our let's look at areas. So we have this region. And then we have this one. And as you can see visually, okay, as you can see, this region below the x-axis actually has more area than the purplish pink one here, okay? And so when we add these areas together, we have a positive number here, we have a negative number here. Let's keep that in mind, right? If we have an accumulation that's above the x-axis, that's going to be a positive accumulation. If we have an accumulation below the x-axis, that's going to be negative. Here we have a greater accumulation below the x-axis, so the overall result is going to be negative. Okay, and so that's how we know it's going to be negative 1 over square root of 2 instead of positive. Okay, so there we go. That's a pretty comprehensive there. So here we go. Let me call this video. See you in the next one.